You are listening to Realign Your Life Podcast, where I discuss with you strategies on how to realign your life and move towards the direction you always want to. I am Vivian, the host of this podcast, and every week I will bring value on how to improve and realign your life either through a guest or my thoughts. I can't wait to share what we have this week. It's time to realign your life. Well, hello, everyone out there. Welcome back to Realign Your Life Podcast. This is Vivian, the host of this show, and I am so excited and honored to have you here with me for this episode. Well, I've gotten a lot of stuff off of my plate. I have finally done my final exam, got it sent in, and I have written my final paper, which I wrote my paper on truth, but it is actually a presentation. And so now I'm turning my focus back to some of the things that I had to put on the back burner. And one of them is my nonprofit, which is God's Kind of Woman. I don't know if I've mentioned that to you before or if you've been onto our site. We have a Facebook page and we also have a website. But I want to talk to you today in this episode and probably the next couple of ones about God's Kind of Woman and how I ended up with that nonprofit. My heart and my passion is for women and for God's word. And so when I brought the two of those together, I came up with God's Kind of Woman. And this was 10 years ago. And I thought, well, is that really going to fly? Will I leave out a group of women that feel like they're not quite there yet, or that they really aren't God's kind of woman? But I want to remind all of you out there that it doesn't matter who you are or what station of life that you're in, that you are God's kind of woman. And if there are men out there listening to this podcast, I want you to take this into account. I want you to really listen to this, and you can share this with the women that are in your life, or you can glean from this for the women in your life. And thinking that I would leave out a certain segment of women, I went to one of my confidant, who is my sister, and I told her about this name that I had come up with. And I was just kind of hesitant about using that name. And she said, no, that is the name that God has given you for this ministry. So you use that name. And so that is how it came to be. But, oftentimes for many of us out here, the world often defines a woman's worth by superficial standards. However, embracing our identity by God's standard is a powerful and transformative journey that we can all take. And we can take this together, women of God and men of God. And as I think about or reflect on my own experiences, I am reminded of the importance of taking my seat at the table that God has prepared for me, a table where his values and his purposes shape my identity and direct my path. God's Kind of Woman is intricately designed with intention and with purpose. Embracing this design involves recognizing and appreciating the unique qualities and the strengths that he's bestowed upon us, whether it's resilience, creativity, compassion, or wisdom. Each of these attributes contributes to our role in his divine plan. That's some good stuff there. So how do we go about doing this? I would say that there are a number of ways that we can take our seat and become at the table and be God's kind of woman. The first one is authenticity. Oh, wow. And this was paramount for me in beginning this ministry of God's kind of woman, is being able to provide a place where women could really be their authentic, real selves, who they were designed to be, who they were created to be, without any embarrassment or without excuse. Authenticity lies in being true to ourselves, and it involves celebrating our strengths, acknowledging our weaknesses, and truly understanding that our worth is not determined by societal expectations, but by God's unconditional love. I'm telling you, when we can do that, oh, how freeing that becomes. Next, I would say it's all about cultivating our inner beauty. Wow. Our inner beauty. Yes, every woman has some inner beauty. In a world that often emphasizes and stresses external appearance, God's kind of woman understands all about cultivating that inner beauty. I am reminded of the story in the Bible where God had sent Samuel to crown or to anoint the next king, which was going to be David. And after Samuel had gone through all of the sons in the home, and he says, "Oh, well, no, it's none of these." And so they went out and got this little ruddy looking kid, David, and brought him in. And God's words was, man looks at the outside, but God looks at the heart. So it's not all about our beauty on the outside of what we look like on the outside. And I'm not saying that that's not important, but you can be the most gorgeous thing. You can have the finest designer clothing and the best makeup artist in the world. But if you have a bad attitude and a sour heart, you are not a very beautiful person at all. It's about cultivating that inner heart. And this is a beauty that stems from a heart that is aligned with love, kindness, grace, and peace. And by nurturing those kinds of qualities, we become a reflection of God himself, a reflection of his character, radiating his love and his light in our interactions with others. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about in being God's kind of woman. Thirdly, I would say, and this is so important to me, by fostering a sense of sisterhood and love, we contribute to a world shaped by love and compassion. Now, you know, for me, one of the other things in taking our seat at God's table and becoming God's kind of woman is all about faith and trust, and faith as a guiding light. I think I spoke about faith and trust in an earlier episode. I would encourage you to go back and look at that. And you can find all of the episodes at realignwithvivian.com. So when I speak of faith as a guiding light, it's one of the central aspects of being God's kind of woman. It's a steadfast belief in his promises, a reliance on his guidance, and a willingness to surrender control. Wow. I think and I know you need to go back and listen to the episode on the dance of control and surrender. So when we surrender control to God, He will guide us. He will guide you. I am living proof of that. And every day I walk a walk of faith. And that's part of realigning our lives. It's so important to be able to embrace faith and trust. And as we navigate life's challenges, faith becomes our guiding light, and it illuminates a path to the table that God has prepared for us. Yes, yes. And finally, I would say leading with a servant heart. You know, God's kind of woman understands that leadership is not about dominance over others, but really serving others. By embracing a servant leadership style, we become catalysts for positive change, impacting our families, communities, and way, way beyond. I want to share with you from the New Living Translation, a chapter of the Bible that I think that you will absolutely love. And forgive me, it's not the New Living Translation. It is the Message. So hold on one second. I'm going to get it here. And I want to read it to you so I am saying it correctly and doing it right. Okay? Hold on. Okay. And so here goes. God, my shepherd, I don't need a thing. You have bedded me down in lush meadows. You find me quiet pools to drink from. True to your word, you let me catch my breath and send me in the right direction. But even when the way goes through Death Valley, I'm not afraid when you walk at my side. Your trusty shepherd's crook makes me feel secure. You serve me a 6-course dinner right in front of my enemies. You revive my drooping head. My cup brims with blessings. Your beauty and love chase after me every day of my life. I'm back in the house of God for the rest of my life. And that is the 23rd Psalm. So we can know that God is our shepherd and that He provides for us. He is our guiding light. And when we take our seat at the table as God's kind of woman, He will protect and He will guide us. So in conclusion, my friends, taking our seat at the table as God's kind of woman is a transformation journey of self-discovery, authenticity, and faith. It involves embracing the unique qualities and design with which we were created, cultivating our inner beauty, empowering others, and leading with a servant's heart. As we navigate this journey together, let us be inspired by the knowledge that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, designed to play a significant role in God's plan. May we, as God's kind of women, radiate His love and grace in every aspect of our lives. So that concludes this episode today. And I pray that you have taken some nuggets from this and that some of these things that I've shared today will impact your lives or will make some kind of significant impact, or just take it. Just take it for what it is, because I know there is something there that you can use and that you need. And I want to add that if you would love to become a part of God's Kind of Woman, it is open to any and everyone. We have a web page that you can go to, God's Kind of Woman, or you can go to our Facebook page. And of course, we will be having a retreat the weekend of April 19th through the 21st in the beautiful mountains of North Carolina. So go on our webpage, get signed up for that. If you sign up, we have a early bird registration that ends tomorrow, ends on November the 30th. So if you miss that deadline and say that you heard about the retreat on this episode, on this podcast, I'll take care of you. Okay? So in the meantime, take care. Remember that you are God's Kind of Woman, and I will see you the next time. Peace. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift that you could give me is to share this podcast with family and friends. And don't forget to review it. That way, this podcast will grow organically. If you need to reach out to me, please check out my Facebook page, DM me there, or you can email me at godskow@gmail.com. We have upcoming Bible studies that we would love for you to join us in, or if there is a guest or someone that you would like to see me interview on this podcast, please let me know. We are here to work together to realign our lives. Until the next episode, take care, and I look forward to sharing more and more with you as we realign our lives. Peace until next week.